So you're in the market for a budget knife, eh? Well, that's perfect, because in this video, I'll be showing off a bunch of knives in CSGO for under 110 US dollars. The prices of these knives will be based off of the Steam market price at the time of making this video, and these prices are always changing, so some of these knives may no longer be under $110, so keep that in mind. And also, I'm not a huge fan of shadow daggers, and I really dislike the Falchia knife, so I won't be including any of those in this video. And with all that being said, guys, let's show you some knives. Now, when purchasing a budget knife, you're going to have to make a few sacrifices. You can either base your decision on the finish of the knife or the type of knife. If you want your knife to have a nice sexy finish, you're going to have to either go with the Navjo or a gut knife. First, let's take a look at the Navjo knife. Within our budget, we are able to get either a factory new Doppler, a factory new marble fade, a factory new slaughter, or a factory new tiger tooth. Now, I know what you may be thinking. The Navjo knife is a shit knife, and I would have to agree with you guys a little bit, but these finishes do look nice on it. So if you favor a finish over a knife type, these are some of your best options at this price range. Now, if you really hate the Navjo knife, but you still want a nice finish, you are also able to purchase a minimal wear gut knife slaughter, a factory new gut knife Doppler, or a factory new gut knife tiger tooth. And if you guys really want some butt plugs, then you can also get some factory new tiger tooth ones. Now, if you guys prefer a knife type over a knife finish, there are still lots of decent options. The first cheap finish I would recommend is blue steel. If you get a field tested one, it still looks good without having too many blemishes, and at our price range, that allows us to get a field tested Ursus, a field tested Huntsman, a field tested survival knife, or a field tested Bowie knife. Another solid, cheaper finish is the Forest DD Pat. At minimal wear, it still looks pretty clean, and it allows you to get some of the more popular knives in CSGO. At our budget, we are able to get a minimal wear stiletto, a minimal wear paracord, a minimal wear classic knife, and a minimal wear nomad knife. Now, you can also get all the other knives from the blue steel section in Forest DD Pat if you prefer that Forest DD Pat pattern. And there's also a finish called Boreal Forest that is very similar to Forest DD Pat for around the same price, so check that one out as well if you'd like. Now, if you guys are willing to have a few more scratches on your knife, then I'd recommend maybe giving the Ultraviolet a shot. In field tested, it still looks pretty good, and at our budget, we can get the Bowie field tested, a Huntsman field tested, or a Stiletto field tested. A few other cool knives you guys can check out are a field tested Huntsman freehand, a field tested Ursus Damascus steel, and a battle scarred gut knife Autotronic. Well, guys, I've shown you a bunch of options for knives for under $110, so all that's left to do is give you my top 3. Also, I'd love to hear your top 3 down below in the comments, so let me know. Coming in at number 3, we have the Gut Knife Slaughter Minimal Wear. The slaughter pattern is a classic, and it's one of my favorites in CSGO. Now, I know the gut knife isn't the most popular, but it has a decent pull-out animation, and I think the slaughter pattern really suits it nicely. Coming in at number 2, we have the Stiletto Ultraviolet. Now, I might be a little bit biased here as I'm really liking my Stiletto Doppler at the moment, but I do believe that the Stiletto is a little bit underrated. It has a pretty cool rare inspect that happens quite often where you're spinning it around and shit, and even in the field tested Ultraviolet, I still think this knife looks really good. My favorite knife under $110 has to be the Navjo Doppler. This was a tough decision choosing a Navjo knife as my favorite, but a Doppler knife had to be my number 1. The Doppler skin is easily my favorite in CSGO, and it looks really good even on the low tier Navjo. Consider it a vessel for the beautiful Doppler pattern. I could have also gone with a gut knife Doppler, but I think that pattern looks a little bit dull on it and scratched up even in factory new. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found a knife that you like, and don't forget to comment your top 3.